Hello everyone, welcome to IAS with Arihant. Student, as you know, every day at 9 p.m. we are discussing about the Indian polity, and Indian polity is one of the most important segment for your UPSC examination as well as for the state PSC examination. So, in this session we are discussing about the this book and the content of this book, students. And this book is basically the part of the Prelims series, and that is going to help you a lot in your preparation. In the term of prelims examination for any state PSC examination as well as for the UPSC examination. So stay tuned in the session. So this is going to help you a lot. Okay. So this is the 14th lecture and we already discussed a lot of things. So you must watch the session, you must go with the book, and this book has lots of uniqueness. This book is divided into chapters, and that chapters are divided into topic. And there's a topic based mind map and there's a topic based MCQs. Okay, there will be 100% error free explanation. There's a knowledge plus for the typical question, and there will be 3500 plus PYQ bullets, previous year question bullets. So that is going to help you a lot in your examination as well as in your concept building, students. So we are discussing about the union legislature. So we already discussed the union legislature is a body that make law. So law making body. So who make law for the union? So basically it is the Parliament of India. So Parliament make law for the nation. And students, under Article 79 of Indian Constitution, it is mentioned that the Parliament is consist of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President of India. And students, another very important thing, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President of India. President is the integral part of the legislature, because let's suppose any bill passed by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it will not converted as act when till the time when president is not going to give assent on the same. Okay, so we already discussed about the special power of the Rajya Sabha and their special provisions. Now in the today's class we are going to discuss about the Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha is mentioned under Article 81 of the Indian Constitution. So it is mentioning about the composition of Lok Sabha. So number of seats and other data will be there, and then we'll go for the MCQs. So if I go with the mind map, this mind map is going to help you a lot in your revision as well as in your understanding. So basically Lok Sabha, it is a house that is considered as lower house, and they are directly elected. They are directly elected. So directly elected, that's why this house is called as House of People. So they are the people's representative. Along with that, students, Lok Sabha is basically is also called as the House of Commons. Okay, so basically House of Commons, as it is not mentioned in the Constitution, but these concepts are derived from the British Constitution, students. Okay, so see, this is the first house or the popular house, and students, we all know that there will be election, and basically this complete member of Lok Sabha will be come after the general election of the Lok Sabha, students. So they will come together, they will go together, but in Rajya Sabha that is a continuous house. Okay everyone. So number of members, so maximum can be 550, but the present strength is 543. Initially, before 104th Constitutional Amendment Act, there was 2 Anglo-Indian. They are appointed by the President of India, but it is before the 104th Constitutional Amendment Act. So maximum seat, maximum number of seat can be 550. 530 will from the state and 20 will be from the union territory. We already discussed about the same, students. So what is the eligibility criteria? What are the qualification to be the member of Lok Sabha? So anyone who is a citizen of India can participate in the Lok Sabha election, as it is going to be done, okay, in the this April, May and June month. Okay, so the 17th Lok Sabha election, okay, 16th, 17th. Okay, just take it one. And students, see, at least 25 years of age required to be the member of Lok Sabha, not holding any office of profit under the government of India or any state. he must be sound person. Sound person means he must be sound mind, good mind. Okay, he must not be a mad person. Must not insolvent. Election is here. So if we talk about there is a direct election. Okay, but in Rajya Sabha there is an indirect election. They are elected by electoral college. And what you find, students, this is done on the basis of universal adult franchise. Means if anyone who is 18 plus and he has a voter ID card, then he can participate. He can participate in the voting. Okay, everyone, and he can choose his own representative. So that's it is called as universal adult franchise, because age is here criteria for the voters. Okay, house of election is conduct every 5 years, as it was conducted in 2019. Now it is going to be conducted in 2024. Okay, everyone, what is the term of office of a elected member? So if a member elected, he can be the member for the 5 years. So it is house tenure, it is maximum. Okay, but there is a condition, students. Let's suppose house dissolved earlier and Prime Minister recommended that he just conduct a fresh election. In that case, the seats are going to be seized. Okay, now, so presiding officer, basically there will be a chairman, means he is not a chairman, basically Speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha. So basically he is called as Speaker of Lok Sabha and head all the sitting of the Lok Sabha. Deputy Speaker, students, and he preside over the Lok Sabha in absence of a Speaker of the Lok Sabha, students. So Lok Sabha Secretary, the permanent official of executive, and it is headed by Lok Sabha Secretary was headed by the basically Speaker. Very important point, because it was previously asked in the multiple examination. So that's why I am giving you this data. Rajya Sabha Secretary, it is appointed by of Rajya Sabha. Okay, what are the power and function of the Lok Sabha, students? As it is a house of people, who is giving tax, so it is given by the common people. So that's why all financial matter, it is a very important data, is lies in the hand of the Lok Sabha, students. So less power in comparison to Lok Sabha, equal power like Lok Sabha in constitutional amendment, equal power like Lok Sabha in field of policy making, powerless in the means in the financial matter. Rajya Sabha is powerless. Okay, so this is very, very important, students, just remember it. It is the function of Rajya Sabha, it is included here. Okay, but I am adding here for the Lok Sabha, students. So students, this is basically all financial matter lies in the hand of Lok Sabha. No confidence motion can start in the Lok Sabha. Okay, and any other bills, it will be common power with the both houses, means with the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, students. Okay, just remember it. Now we are going to start with the MCQs. When was the first general election to Lok Sabha held? This question was in Bihar PSC, Uttarakhand PSC, Madhya Pradesh PSC, UPPSC, different one-day examination. So the first general election was started in 1951 October month, and it was last up to the 1952. And then, students, in 1952 on 13th of May, a new and freshly elected the member of Lok Sabha or the member of House of People will meet, and in 1952 this process was started, students. Okay, everyone. So basically, when was the first general election to the Lok Sabha was held? It was in 1952, students. So October 1951 it was started, and election was conducted between these time period. Okay, approximately 6 months it took. And in 1952 the first meeting was held on 13th of May, and for the first time first general election was contested on 489 seats, but now we all know that there is a 543 seats. Okay, present time. Okay, everyone. Now if you see the next question, in which year the number of women members of parliament was lowest in Lok Sabha, students? So as we all know, even for the first time we break the record, we are more than approximately 13%, more than 13% of the women membership in the Lok Sabha. But students, recently the government of India introduced one thing ki, there should be one third at least women, and there will be horizontal reservation also. So in which year the lowest women will come? So students, for the first time in 1977, students, when election was conducted, and for the first time Morarji Desai came to the government, students. So it was a groundbreaking history was made at that time. And now students, this time basically you say ki the women member in the parliament was the lowest one, only 19 women, and which was only 3.5% of the total Lok Sabha seat, okay, at that time, students. Getting it? Otherwise it is always more than 20, but yes, for that time, students, only 19 women elected as a member of parliament, Lok Sabha. I hope you all getting it. Easy, everyone. Now see the third question. According to Article 82 of the Constitution of India, the allocation of seats in Lok Sabha to the state is on the basis of the census. Okay, so students, what you see in 1951, means in 1951 People Representation Act. So basically there is a provision ki after every census, seats will be distributed. But students, what you find, when the time came about the 1970s, at that time what is going to happen? In northern India the population was continuously rising, and in the southern India population was continuously decreasing. They are trying to control the population. And students, let's suppose someone doing better work and they are trying to control the population. In that case, their representation is going to be low in the House of People, and where the number of population is high, that is not good. So the number of, say, in the Lok Sabha is going to be more. So students, what you see in 1973 a case was there, and here basically it is mentioned that ki census 1971 will be the data that will be used for the basically the allocation of seats of Lok Sabha. And another important data, students, it will be last up to 2026, then delimitation commission will create it and they are going to divide once again. So see, we are in 2024 and we even don't have the census 2021, and we all know the COVID was, means it is, cases are still there, but it was almost resolved till the 2022. Yes, I am saying that the people was affected with the same, but yes, now it is also just give the data that is connected with the census, but yes, it is not released still. So student, if you see option B is going to be the right, but if you see means there's a misprint, you just make it correct. So B will be the right answer for the same. So according to Article 82 of the Constitution of India, the allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha to the state is on the basis of 1971 census, as long as basically pertinent data for first census taken after 2026 okay has been published. It will not be necessary to readjust the distribution of House of People seat among the state, as it was readjusted based on the 1971 census and the division of each state into territorial constituency and readjusted based on 2001 census, students. Getting it? So this data we already discussed. Now see the next question. What is the maximum strength of Lok Sabha provided by Constitution of India? Maximum strength of Lok Sabha provided by the Constitution of India. It is 552, 545, 530 and 500. This question was in MPPSC, this question was in APSC, this question was in multiple examination. So the strength of Lok Sabha according to Constitution, so it is in 2015. According to that, but as you know, in 2020, students, by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act, 2 Anglo-Indian nomination is removed. Okay, 2 Anglo-Indian nomination is removed. And what we find, students, so now the maximum strength can be 50 now, but this question is belonging to 2015, 2008, 2009, so it was 552 students. Okay, out of these 550, we all know there will be 20 will come from the union territory, and basically 530 will come from the state. Okay, so just remember the data. And initially there was a 2 Anglo-Indian, but now they are not going to be appointed. Okay, now see that 5th question. The provision of representation of Anglo-Indian community in the Lok Sabha has been made in the Constitution of India. So it was in UPPSC 2015. Once again, we all know it is removed, but this type of reservation was mentioned under Article 331 of the Indian Constitution. Now it is also removed. Okay, so I'm just skipping this explanation because it is not worthy today. Getting it? Now students, see the question number 6. The strength of Lok Sabha was increased from 525 to 545. Okay, through which of the following amendments? So this question was in 2005, MPPSC 2008, MPPSC 2012. So these type of question they asking multiple time, and yes, it is the factual data as a students, and yes, you need to remember these data. So recently we discussed in 1973 there was a case, and in that case Supreme Court said that basically we must fix the seat on the basis of census 1971, and this was done by 31st Constitutional Amendment Act 1973 students. Okay, so the number of seat was increased from 525 to 545. The purpose of this act was to increase the representation of a state in Lok Sabha. The main reason behind the amendment was census 1971. Okay everyone, so see, just remember this. Now see the question number 7. The state-wise allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha is based on 1971 census. Up to which year does this remain intact? So we already discussed in the previous question. In 1973 it was decided we will follow the data, means we will follow the census 1971, and it will be last up to the 2026. Getting it? So option B will be the more appropriate and right answer for the same. It was in Bihar PSC 2005. So the state-wise allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha is based on the 1971 census, which remain intact up to 2026. By 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, the fixed the allocation of seats in the Lok Sabha to state and division of each state into territorial constituency till 2000 at the 1971 census level, students. Okay, this ban on readjustment was extended for another 25 years, and it is up to 2026 by 84th Constitutional Amendment Act 2001, with same object of encouraging population limiting measure, students. So the delimitation it is basically delimitation is going to decide constituency once again in 2026. So it may be, it is not compulsory, it may be they are going to refine it and define it. Okay, now see the question number 8, students. Okay, and just read the question and just give me a second. Just opt the right answer. Okay, now which of the following constitutional amendment is related to the raising the number of member of Lok Sabha to be elected from the state, students? Okay, it is 6th Amendment, 22nd Amendment, 13th Amendment, 38th Amendment, 7th Amendment, 31st Amendment, 11th Amendment and 42nd Amendment. So which amendment is right for the same? So what you find, students, basically the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act, it was done in 1956, and 31st Constitutional Amendment Act, that was done in 1973, by using these two, because we already discussed about the 31st. So from here the number of seats was increased 525 to 545, and here was the seat was also increased, students. So 7th and 31st both are important, so just remember it. So by see, initially the number of seat was 500, it is increased to 525, and then it was increased to 550. Okay, now see the question number 9. Consider the following statement in relation to women members of 15th Lok Sabha. Okay, so 15th Lok Sabha 2013 question. Okay, so they are less than 10% of the total member. Maximum of them belonging to the Indian National Congress. 3 members are elected from Rajasthan. Maximum women member are elected from Uttar Pradesh. See, this is connected with the 15th Lok Sabha, so it is not relevant for the today's examination, but yes, you know a type of question they can create. So when this election is going to be conducted, or 2019 election, we need to take care how many women are there, okay, from where they are belonging. So this is also important. Okay, so I'm not going to give this explanation because it is not relevant for the today's examination. Okay, so now we have the 10th question. The Lok Sabha secretariats came under the direct supervision of. We already discussed in the mind map. Okay, it is under the Ministry of Home Affairs, Parliamentary Affairs, President of India, or the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So Lok Sabha secretariat will be in the basically supervision of the head of the Lok Sabha. And who is the head of the Lok Sabha? Basically the Lok Sabha speaker who preside over the Lok Sabha students, and he is an elected member, and he is a member of parliament, and he chosen by the member of parliament Lok Sabha as a speaker. Okay, so this is important. So Uttarakhand PSC 2012. So Lok Sabha secretariats came under the direct supervision of Lok Sabha speaker. So Lok Sabha secretariat is an independent office of Lok Sabha which function under advice of Lok Sabha speaker in the discharge of his constitutional and statutory responsibility. The speaker of Lok Sabha is assisted by Secretary General, Additional Secretary, Joint Secretary, and other offices, and what the secretariat they required. Okay, everyone. Then Chhattisgarh PSC 2005 question. The state-wise seat allocation in Lok Sabha is based on. So seats are divided on the basis of what? Population, area, poverty, and language. So we are going to use some basic concept. Okay, let's suppose if we see, let's suppose this division based on area. So which one is the largest state, students? So you'll say, sir, Rajasthan. Okay, and UP at the 4th position. But if you see, UP has maximum number of seats, Rajasthan has less. So why? Because UP has a very high population. So basically this is divided on the basis of population. Okay, so this is also important. State-wise seat allocation in Lok Sabha is based on population. Each state is allotted a number of seats in the Lok Sabha in such a manner that the ratio between the number and its population is same for all states. This provision does not apply to state having population less than 6 million. Okay, so this is one data. Now see the question number 12. Who hold power to appoint the nominee from Anglo-Indian community in Lok Sabha? So students, this was the 2000 question. In year 2000 this question was asked, but as we already discussed, this Anglo-Indian concept is not relevant for the today examination. But yes, by 104th Constitutional Amendment Act year 2020, this Anglo-Indian concept means this Anglo-Indian member is removed. And students, you will see this article 331. By using this article, Anglo-Indian community getting the this reservation. Okay, or you can say the this nomination or this provision ki Anglo-Indian is going to be appointed in the Lok Sabha. So this was done by the President of India, but it is not relevant for the today examination. Okay, but now it is removed, students, just remember it. Now there's a rule number 377, and this was used multiple times whenever you see this Lok Sabha channel, but now it is removed. Now Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha channel are merged together, and now they are combinedly called as Sansad TV. So under rule 377 of rules and procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, the maximum number of matter that can be raised by Lok Sabha member in one day. So how many matter can be raised? It is 19, 20, 21 and 22. So it is under article 377 rule. Okay, so see, it is just a direct data. It can be maximum 20 in one day, students, but it can be more than that also. Okay, now the quorum of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is, what is quorum, students? Quorum is basically minimum number required to conduct session. So let's suppose we are taking classes, but let's suppose there is a strength of 40 students and only 4 people will come. So in that case, the number is very less. In the same format, if I am going to conduct this class, 36 people will not able to get the same data. So I will decide ki if 20 student will be there, then only I will conduct class. This will be called as quorum. So in the same, students, the 14th in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it says that it should be 1/10. Okay, 1/10. Okay, it should be 1/10 of the total membership. Okay, so let's suppose 543 seats are there. So at least 500 something seats are required. Sorry, 51, 52 seats are required for the means to conduct this session for Lok Sabha. Okay, everyone. So a quorum is a minimum number of member required to present before a meeting is allowed to begin. Okay, everyone. So the quorum to establish a sitting of house is 1/10 of the total number of members of house for both house of the parliament. If the quorum is not completed, then it is the duty of the speaker to adjourn the house or to suspend the meeting until there is a quorum. See the question number 15, it was in Bihar PSC. Generally, how many sessions are there in Lok Sabha? Generally. So we all know that there is a 3 type of session. One is called as budget session, another is called as monsoon session, and then another is called as winter session. Okay, so there is 3 important session. So the right answer will be 3. It is important. So budget, monsoon and winter session, these 3 sessions are conducted in the parliament, students. Who is the leader of Lok Sabha? It is the president, prime minister, speaker, or none of the above. So Bihar PSC 1995 question it was. Student, if you see, basically this means president is not the part of the Lok Sabha. He is the part of parliament. The speaker is the part of the Lok Sabha, but he is not the leader. Who is the leader? Basically, it is the parliamentary democracy's feature. Prime minister will be the leader of the Lok Sabha because he or the council of minister will be responsible towards the Lok Sabha. So option B will be correct. Prime minister usually the leader of the house if he is member of Lok Sabha. If the prime minister is not a member of Lok Sabha, then he can appoint leader of the house, anyone. Okay. See the question number 18, and this will be your homework, students, and just give this answer in your comment box and read it also. Okay, so just read it and give this question answer in the comment box, and I'm just closing this session here. Okay, because some light issue is there. Okay, so see, this series is called as Prelims Possible, and this is based on this book that is specially published by Arihant. So you must go with the book. It is going to help you a lot in your preparation because it contains 100% error-free detailed explanation. knowledge plus for the typical question, PYQ bullet for revision, and free package chapter test also. So go for the Indian history, polity, geography, economics and general sciences. Thank you so much. Take care.